There, haven't been crying, although I may look and sound like it. I have my windows open because it's gorgeous out. And even though it does this to me, it's still worth it because I just love fresh air, even if my allergies don't. I just wanted to, and hello, unprofessional. That's the series that I'm sharing on LinkedIn. Unprofessional. I feel like I should have a podcast by the same name, or unemployable, or unprofessional and unemployable, but they're all taken, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I had a great client call. This is what I think is starting to spur a lot of my thoughts about content for here is these great calls I have with my clients. I had a wonderful call with my client, and it just got me thinking about how everyone who owns a business needs someone that they can talk to and dissect their thoughts and feelings with. That could be me, a coach, or another coach. Could be a therapist, although I would say that therapists don't always do the best job in helping. That's not true. Therapists are great. Business and personal can sometimes look different. It can be helpful to have a therapist who understands that, but therapists can do it too. So, therapist, coach, can even be a friend, but you really need an independent party, somebody who isn't afraid to help you interrogate your thoughts, even if it's challenging. And I don't mean cruel or mean-hearted, mean-spirited, but that it's going to challenge some of the things that you tend to accept and believe. You need to be able to receive that from somebody where you have that trust and safety for them to be able to push back a little, to challenge a little, to question things, without there being the personal feelings between you that can sometimes cause tension when that happens. But if you have that from a personal friend, a partner, a business bestie, all of that's great too. So this is not just like exclusively a pitch for working with me as a coach or hiring a coach, but I do think coaching is really valuable in this, because I think it's just so important that we be able to interrogate our thoughts and shift them through some help with reflection, introspection, but also reflection from a mirror, from someone else who can help us see things in a different way, because our thoughts are so determinative in how we show up in our business and the decisions that we make, the actions that we take or don't take. Because those thoughts inform the feelings that inform the actions. Now, that's the CTFAR model. Thoughts, feelings, actions, results, which is basically the theory behind CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And I'll try to drop a link where you can go and see some of the stuff I've done about that, because I think CBT and that CTFAR model has been used really well and can be super helpful. It's also been weaponized and by well-meaning white folks who are using it without understanding context, without understanding systemic issues that are also affecting that CTFAR model, because the circumstance is not always neutral. The thoughts that we have about that are not without information that can be very factual based on our own experiences. Our feelings are real and matter, even if the circumstance, whether or not the circumstance was neutral, no matter what is informing our thoughts, our feelings are very real. The actions that we take will be a result of those things. And sometimes those actions, even if they're not the actions that we should take or that we think are in our greatest best interest, may be rooted in our own safety. And the results then are reflective of that. That's the gist of the feminist approach to that model, but I'll share a link if you want more on that. Anyway, all of this to say, meandering today, my allergies maybe, is all of that is to say, make sure you have someone with whom you can do that reflection and interrogation of your thoughts and feelings so that your actions are reflective of something that is more real. Now, my example being my client today, who I don't want to get into too many specifics because I don't want to betray any kind of trust, but basically had some things happen in their business that then created these immediate feelings of shame, as in these people don't want to hire me. There must be something wrong with me. Our reflection together helped to reveal how that there is no factual assessment that could be made that would lead to that belief, that is beliefs that are grounded in other things that took root in other ways that are showing up here. And that in fact, the feeling that was really happening was just disappointment, but not understanding or not having a reference point for disappointment, having always felt disappointment and shame as similar feelings. There was no way to really understand that this was disappointment. And so the brain took hold and said, no, it's shame, you're bad, causing that person to want to shut down. And then when we get into that shame spiral, we shut down and we tend to not take any action. Which is not what anyone wants, including that client who didn't want to just shut down. They need to make money. They want to make money. So they need to keep taking actions, but it's hard when you're in that shame space. When you can have someone, though, with whom you can reflect on what's happening, do the work to unpack it, even if you intellectually get it, because that's so important. Emotionally, you may not, but having that outside person, that mirror to help you unpack the situation, to come to the determination that the thoughts that I was having about this aren't reflective of the reality about this. So my shame feelings, the thought that it's about me, which creates the feeling of shame. There's no evidence of that. There's nothing to believe, to make that real, meaning then that there must be something else at play. And what is it? But I can't get to that place if I can't unpack that and see it for what it is. And that means not just intellectually, but emotionally. And having that outside person to do that work with is really valuable, to then get to a place of saying, okay, if it's not shame, what is it? And let's do some work to unpack that. And then the thing about that is shame is a place of inaction, but a feeling like disappointment, that's manageable. Anyone can manage disappointment. That's a feeling that you can be with, that you can process, you can work through, and that you can move on from. Shame shuts you down. Disappointment, you can move through. But I just thought it was really interesting and a great reminder that work is hard to do on your own. And as my client discovered, it's really challenging because when you're already in that shame shutdown space, that's like when you don't want to reach out for help because you've already shut down. The shame has already caused you to go into your cocoon and say, I don't want anyone to see me. So you're less likely to reach out for help. And in fact, this client canceled a call only because I reached out to say, hey, is everything okay? And then I found out about this response and said, no, this is all the more reason that we need to have a call. We were able to have that call, work through this. And then that client left feeling far more ready to begin taking action again and feeling far more empowered. I didn't empower them, by the way, they empowered themselves by doing the work internally and with a supportive partner. I hope that this ramble made sense. I just feel really excited because these moments that my clients invite me in and allow me to be that partner with them in doing this really meaningful work, obviously it really lights me up. It gets me very excited because I understand the importance of it. It's the kind of stuff that can seem in our capitalist society can seem unimportant because it's not directly tied to income, to ROI, to revenue goals, to productivity. And yet it's entirely linked to those things, right? I can't say, here's the ROI of that call. I can't say, I'm going to teach you a skill that you're going to then be able to, land a new client for $50,000 or whatever. But what I can tell you is that client went from shut down, hiding from work, not wanting to think about anything, feeling dejected and in a really bad headspace about reaching out to new clients, to now, after a 30-minute call, feeling ready to take action again, excited about seeking out new work, empowered and motivated and productive again. They went from shut down to taking action in 30 minutes. And I'm not trying to say that that's because I'm amazing. I think most coaches could do this work with someone, right? So just to be clear, it's not just me tooting my own horn, but it's talking about the power of having that kind of partnership in your business. It's really important. And I think that it's hard to find with friends. It's possible, but it's hard. There's something about paying a person that makes you more able to believe that they are not just saying what you want to hear, but that they are like really invested in your success in a different way. Like when you talk to your partner or your business friends, you can sometimes start to believe, well, they're just saying that to be nice. They're just saying that because they like me. When you're paying somebody to say, I want you to be my objective thought partner, you tend to believe it a bit more. But whether it's a therapist, whether it's a coach, whether it's a friend, whether it's a partner, Find those people and start interrogating your thoughts. It's so, so valuable. And I don't think enough of us do it. And so that's my encouragement to you today. I hope my rambling made sense. Hope I didn't sound too sick. Sorry about the runny nose and the runny eye. I hope wherever you are, it is also warming up. You're feeling spring, even if it means the allergies are kicking in, but you're like feeling that sense of renewal and forward movement, which is really valuable right now because there's so much other noise every day, the news about how shaky and scary things are financially, and I totally feel that. And we have to hold on to the belief that we can survive this. I weathered the Great Recession of '08 in my business. It was challenging, but I did it and I survived. I've been self-employed since 2005, so I worked through that. I can tell you I've also been through smaller waves since then. That one was certainly much bigger. I was also going through a divorce and the loss of my brother all around the same time. So, like, it was a lot and I survived it. And I know it's possible and we all will make it through this. And we have to hold on to that belief and not let them win. Do not comply in advance. Don't fold up shop and give up before you're in that place where you need to make those kinds of decisions. Keep going, keep working, keep believing in yourself, keep believing in the work you do and how it helps others. And the fact that even when times are tough, or maybe even more when times are tough, people need the help that you provide. So stay out there and stay with it. And if you don't have a thought partner and you're interested in having one, I'm happy to talk. But truly, this was just this is what I'm thinking about and I want to share it moment, not really a pitch for my work. So I'm going to go find that CTFAR information if you're interested and share it. And then I'll post this. I'm so unprofessional.